Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we're going to do a playthrough of Warfighter Modern. So this is a game I did the What's in the Box a few days ago, and so I've had a chance to get my cards together, look through it. It plays like the other Warfighters, so where I've played Warfighter World War II European theater. So here today we're going to use, we've got the Modern, and we're going against the Middle East, and it's the military hostile deck. There's also a Middle East insurgent hostile deck, but today we're just doing the military. We'll see how that goes. My action deck, I have my terrain here, and then my fighters down here. I have sights. He's my player soldier. He has a health of 6, a loadout of 10, and a hand-to-hand 0. I've given him the M16A3 rifle. The reason I chose that one, I like it because it's got semi, burst, and auto. So what's the difference if you don't understand maybe, or if you don't know? A semi, of course, is one round, one bullet at a time. Auto, full automatic, is you just pull the trigger and rip off, you know, just however many you want to hold it for. And burst is a controlled burst, so that's usually 2 to 3 rounds at a time when you squeeze the trigger. So it's in automatic mode, but you squeeze and release, and that's how you get your burst. And for controlling your shots, semi is the best. Burst, you know, in real life, burst is more controlled. You can control your aim a lot better than semi. You know, you're going, that rifle's going to move all around on you. So, but I like that one in case I need that full auto. I got it. I gave him the mic helmet, which cost me 5 points, but the loadout's only 1. But I get to add 1 to my movement value for each helmet equipped soldier. Now I only have 1 of these in my equipment right now, and my non-player soldier also has it, so I know he has it also, so I know to add it to both these guys. And I gave him the good to go skill, which cost me 2 points, but it gives me 4 experience points. One thing I've noticed in Warfighter Modern, unless you get up paying into the big numbers up here for your player soldiers, you don't have guys showing up with experience. So I wanted to make sure that I had somebody trained for that, and that's what I did. I have Rosas. He's my non-player soldier. He's worth 10 points, and he gets 2 actions when he's healthy. And he carries an M16A2 rifle. He had 1 grenade, and he also had the mic helmet, so he gets 1 to his movement. Now the nice thing is his movement was already 4, so he's going to have 5 on his movement, so I should be able to get him into any terrain that I need to without having to do a discard. And then my my squad soldier is Roe. He's 5 points. He's got a movement of 2, and he actually gets 2 actions. But he's pretty good kill numbers for him. I did buy a grenade for my player soldier, so that we made sure that we had everything we needed for him. So my points right there are 8, 5, and 5. That's 10, so that's 18. And spent 2 there, that's 20. 21 with my grenade. 10 is 31, and 5 is 36. So that's my I'm running the short patrol mission, so I get 36 resource points. We start on turn number 9, or we get 9 turns, sorry. My objectives in number 4. My loadout was -2, which I didn't come close to my loadout. And thing I like about this is at the start of the first soldier turn, I get to recon 1 location, which I've already done. I pulled out low ground. So recon a location means you get to go in the deck, you get to pick out a card that you want for location, you know what it is, then you shuffle your deck again. So I have this location and just a lot of little terms here, but this one's one action to play. So when I play it, I got to pay an action. It's a nature card and it's isolated. Now isolated means that you can't fire out of it at an enemy and they can't fire into it. They have to be in the same hex with it. So let me read that to you, just so we're all on the same page. So in the wording here, let's see, isolated. Here we go. Attacks originating from outside the location cannot attack a target in the location. Attacks originating in the location cannot attack targets outside the location. The isolated constraint applies to attacks but does not block other effects such as reveal or evade. Attacks are generated by an effect not placed in an isolated location cannot attack into the isolated location. Okay. So what's cool about that is I get into that, and if there's an enemy outside of it, he can't fire in there. Of course, I can't fire out at him either, but this is a great one for when you're trying to escape, because now all I got to do is deal with the enemy forces that are going to be in here. Now, I have the escape mission, which is add 1 to my entrance cost of all locations. So this 1 entrance now becomes a 2, and whatever I get for this one's going to go up 1. And I have to have 1 to get into my card here. Okay, so an escape mission, the reason I picked this is because I want to show something that's a little, you know, everybody plays the same short mission, boom, boom, boom. That's how the game works. But escape mission I had to kind of look at, because you have to think of it different, because now you're going in reverse. So instead of moving left to right like we normally would, we're going to go right to left, and we're going to start in the objective card. But I had to kind of get my arms wrapped around this, my mind a little bit, you know, how this was working, because when you look at the escape mission, the enemies don't show up until you get to the advanced mission timer point of the turn. So you're at the end of the turn, the first turn, you get to the end of it, then you draw your hostiles for your escape mission. Okay. So that's a big deal, because it gives me a chance to move out of that hex, or out of that square, and get in here. I'm already into my next location, and I just got probably 1 enemy here that I'm going to have to deal with. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Then I can get into this next one, and this is the one that I'm going to have to fight through probably. The cool thing about this is it's giving you the head start to get away from these guys. So if you play your everything right, you can get all your get your soldiers moved and then do your combat. And because this entrance is low, all my fighters can get in there, so I don't have to worry about discarding cards and all that other stuff, you know, to get myself into this one here. Okay, so that's why I picked that. I only have 3 soldiers in my mind. We'll see how this works, because it doesn't always work out for me. But in my mind, the 3 soldiers are a lot less to have to get cleared out of here than if I had like 5 and I'm having to get them all moved, and I run into some thick terrain. It could be hard to get all these guys moving. So again, this is part of the, you know, this is this objective is called VIP kidnapping. So what we've done is we've grabbed a VIP, and now we're getting him back out of here. It's not very far to go, but we got to go. Okay, so I got to shuffle up the rest of my location cards, and I'll do that. I've kind of shuffled everything anyway, so I'm just going to give them a quick shuffle. Same thing with my action deck. Come on. Well, we'll give it a quick shuffle here, just to make sure everything's mixed up really well. I did a thorough shuffling. I hope I did anyway. And then my enemies here. So this is the military. Okay, So now we're all set. Our turn counter's on number 9. We know that my soldiers are here. There's 1, 2, 3, and they're numbered 1, 2, 3 like that. My red die, which because I'm playing this short mission, I'm able to get everything over here where you can hopefully see the die rolls. The red die would be my cover, and then the white die are my shots. Okay, so I think we're ready to start. First thing I'm going to do is, we're sitting here. I'm going to play this card. It costs me 1 action to play. So Sights plays an action, and we flip him over. And now I have to draw my hostiles. I am 30 to 49. I'm 36, so that's 2 hostile points. So our first one is a 3. Oh, it's an event. This location gains always reinforces 0 to 1. Okay, so instead of it being a 0, now it's going to be a 0 to 1. Oh, let's see. How do I want to do that? I guess we'll lay that here like this for now, and I'll move it when I get into here. So no enemy hostile showed up. That's good. They'll get a chance to reinforce. So this is rare. I never get lucky like this. Hey, I'm going to take it though. Oh, I forgot to draw my cards. Sights health is a 6. He gets 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope I get a location marker. Hand, move out. Come on. Yes. Okay, so we take the location marker, discard it, and draw the next location card. Yuck. Marketplace. So this is going to be rough down here. It's free to play. Soldiers in this location cannot attack hostiles in this location. So I can't fire outside of it into it because it's a marketplace. But look, there's up to 5 points of hostiles there. So I got to fight my way through that. Unless I get another card before I get there. Okay, let's see what we got here. We drew move out. You, or I can use a experience point. Any soldier can perform a move without spending an action. Combined fire. All soldiers add 1 to their ranged attack rolls this soldier turn. Advance. Play when you, any soldier advancing, are paying an entrance cost. Add 3 to your soldier. And that entrance is only 2, so that's not bad. Another advance. So I got a couple of those. And then I have hand signals. All soldiers. So this card's a discard for me. It's not going to do me any good. But this move out, that combined fire, I really like. And the move out gives me an extra move that I can make. So this gets me moving quickly. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to spend an action on Sights. And he's going to move into here. And Rosas is going to move. And Row, who has movement of 2, and that's all it costs to get in there, 2. So I'm in the low ground here. Now, I can go ahead and activate this and take my chances here. And I could move soldier 1 into there and 2 and 3 into there. I can actually get them in there. I have to do a discard to get Row in there, but I can get them all there. And we find out what enemy we're going to have. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate. I'm going to play, because this one is free to play. So I can play it. It doesn't cost me anything, but I have to draw 5 points of enemies here. So I draw a 1. That's not what I wanted, because I want, actually I prefer to have somebody little. In this cup are all my markers, so we identify who they're going to attack. And they're targeting Row, number 3. So we put that marker on there, draw our next enemy, and it is a 4, veteran unit, but that makes the 5 points. They're screened by 0 to 1, so the infantrymen are screening these guys. Now, they are rough, and I got to do something about them. But that's what we've got there. Now they're going to target, see who they're after. Number 1, my player soldier. Okay. All right. So I can take I can do a move out. I can play this move out action with my soldier, number 1, and he can move into this right here without spending action because he's already used both actions. Okay. Rosas, he still has an action. He's going to move. And Ro has an action. Oops. He's going to move. So all 3 soldiers are up there, and they spent their actions. So I don't have any actions left. I have to do a discard to get Ro in there. I'm going to discard the hand signals. That leaves me with these 3 cards. Okay. So there's no enemies here, and we haven't drawn this one yet. So we still have to draw this one, but they didn't get any here because now there's nobody there. So they won't get any reinforcements in that one. So by moving, I've set myself up to have my fight right here, which we'll see how this works out. If these guys don't just like obliterate me, quite honestly, I'd rather have them firing at my player soldier at this point to get me out of there. So we'll see what's going to happen here. I have these cards, and with the advanced cards, I probably can discard them if I need to. So we'll go into the hostile turn. They get a reinforcement. So their reinforcement number in the marketplace is number 1. So if they get a 1, they keep them. Oh, they did. So now they have 2 infantrymen there screening the veteran unit, and this one's going to target number 1. Oh, that ain't cool. All right. Now they're going to attack. Okay, so this infantryman is attacking Ro. They have 2 there. So we're going to, my cover on Ro is a 2. So unless they get a 1, they're going to break the cover. They get 1 die. They have 2 on around. And so we make our roll. And it is a 1. They did not break the cover. How about that? And a 4. And a 4, they missed. So they did not even suppress him. Okay, so I got out of that one. Same thing now for this infantry fighter in that sights. They got a 4 and a 2. So they suppressed me. So I got suppressed. Okay, now we got the veteran unit firing at sights. They have no penetration, and they're a 2. They did not get the penetration. It's a 1, but they got an 8, which suppressed me. Well, I'm already suppressed. So once your head's down, your head's down. Okay. So we don't close range because we're already there. We removed, they don't have any suppressive counters. We're going to get ready to advance, but I get to draw an enemy here. Back here it was 1, because this is still the first turn. And the machine gun is there. Range is 0 to 1. He can't fire. He's not screened. So the next turn, he's going to move. He's going to start coming this way. And he's after, guess who? Number 1. Okay. This has really worked out pretty unique. The turn marker moves down to number 8 now. We flip over our actions, so we have everything back right here. Action, 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 and these 2 actions here. Okay, so everybody's back in action now. Now, with this being a 1, all my guys can move. Boom. Because there's nothing says I have to eliminate all these guys before I can move out of that hex. Normally they would follow, but because they're coming back into their lines, they won't follow them there. So technically, I could play one action, boom, 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 we're done. One of the things I want to see about is I'm going to discard these 2 advanced cards. This costs me an action, and I'm going to draw, restock my hand. Ooh, wait a minute. I have to play an action to get the suppress off of me. I am not going to discard those 2 cards, because if I do that, I'm stuck in that square with those guys. I am going to play one of my experience points and upgun. This is called upgunning. So I went from 4 to 3. So all soldiers, anybody that fires, adds, and I spent an experience point, they add 2 to their ranged attack rolls. So we're going to lay that here, try not to forget it. So I can add 2 to my attack rolls. So we're going to have Roe is going to fire at that infantry right there. Okay, so he's going to fire. And he needs a 3 to defeat the cover. I got a 4 and a 10. He actually scored a kill. Boom, right there. All right, so he killed 1. Rosas is going to fire at these 2 infantrymen. So he's going to fire, and he's going to fire a burst. Now the burst, he gets 2 dice for the burst with his M16. He could have thrown a grenade too, but he's going to play this. He's going to do this, and he's going to fire, and he needs a 3 to defeat the cover. He got a 5, and look at there, he got a 7 and a 9. So he actually killed, his hit number was 7. So he actually killed this group right here. He got both the riflemen are down. That comes off. That comes off, and he earns 1 skill, 1 experience point that goes on Rosas now that he can use. I didn't even add my 2 to that to get him there. Okay, so where I'm at now, I could stand here and fire with these guys and risk battling out with the veteran unit, or all 3 of my guys can move. Honestly, that's what we're going to do. We're going to move, because this machine gun's going to move this next turn. He still can't fire at me, but 1 more turn he's going to get there. I mean, do I really want to be in here battling these guys? I mean, there's a chance we could get rid of them because I've got grenades. I could lob in there. I got to get 3 kills on them, but they got a cover of 5. That's really brutal. This went just so much easier than what I expected it to be because of that event card coming up instead of enemy soldiers having to fight and spend a turn there. This would have changed the game a little bit depending, you know, what would have happened here, because they would have drawn 2, and this group would have been right here, and we would have been fighting this, had to fight our way out of this, or at least moved into the marketplace over here, and then had to draw 5 more. So this would have been tough. I got lucky really with this, and actually that says always reinforces. So you know what? I didn't do that. They should have reinforced on a 0 to 1, and they would have got a radio team right here. And they would have targeted number 3. So this next turn, they would screen those guys. When you get your reinforcement draw, last turn they should have moved up here too, and they would have screened these guys too. So I actually have a radio team that's up here too. So when it says always reinforces, it's always reinforces 0 to 1. So that means you got to, they're coming at you all the time. Okay. All right. Well, so that's more than I want to be tangling with. Quite honestly, all 3 of my guys are going to take their last action and move, and they're home. they get away from that mess. So the marketplace was full of enemies, but we got out of it. So that's man, this was a down and dirty, really super fast, but really what I wanted you to see was how's the gameplay go, right? We used our combined fire. We had skill points that we did a lot of things other than throw a grenade. We used our burst fire to fire on them, and he actually killed both guys, which is rare for me. Usually I hit one, or maybe I don't get either one of them. So I had a lot of good things go for me on this one. Sometimes it seems that way. Things go bad, they continue to go bad. Things go good, they start working out really well. I didn't have to refill my hand. So this kidnapping would be interesting further out on a longer one, where you have to do more of these and the guys are chasing you. This was kind of a short, and they didn't even get a chance to come after me. So this turn, they would have moved here, the machine gun would have, but he still couldn't have fired because of this low ground. So he couldn't have fired at him yet. He has to get all the way over here, and they would have had to have me pinned down. Luckily, that was the last hex. If we had been stuck here fighting these guys, trying to get moved, this machine gun could have got in here. They would have had to move to keep up with me, and we still would have been in a fight here. I still think I could have worked my way and got the 3 guys out. That's another reason that I only used 3 soldiers, because as you can see, 3 of them are really manageable on this short patrol. Get them in, get them out, and go. And that's what we did. This is a fun game. This is very similar to World War II and Warfighter Pacific. I just didn't have the modern, and I watch shows like SEAL Team and stuff, and so when I was in the Army, I carried an M16A2 rifle. So those were things that are familiar to me and makes the game interesting and fun to me. That's why I wanted to get it. That's why I wanted to play it. And like I said, this was kind of a down and dirty mission, real quick. That's the way it should go for your special forces, your war fighters. They need to get in, make their kidnap, and get the heck out of Dodge, right? And that's what we did before we got there. And we earned an experience point for Rosa's killing one of the infantrymen. Or for killing his 2 infantrymen. Roe didn't get the experience point because he has to kill both of them. So he would have had another shot at that guy and probably got him. That radio team, they were screened by riflemen if they would have happened. So, and they had a reinforce of 0. So they actually called for reinforcements because they're on a radio team. So, this was just nasty. Luckily, I didn't have to fight against it. Okay, hey, this was quick. It's kind of showing you a short patrol, how we set up, how you run a escape mission in reverse, even though it was short and it went fast, how you get to use isolated terrain, and how we got to use a recon of one location. So you can see when you get lucky or you pull that really helps you get started sometimes. You can put that one in, it gives you a nice safe way to get started, get things moving for you. So if you do run a patrol or one of the missions with that, those are handy for you. And we did 1-up gunning here on the combined fire card so that all the soldiers could add 2 to their rolls, and that was ranged fire, and ranged fire actually goes for the grenades too on their explosion rolls. So it helps. Those combined fires really help. But that's the end of this one. Hope you enjoyed it. It's quick. And then if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I appreciate you. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.